Hey everyone, and welcome back. Before we get into today's message, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart that if you have not subscribed yet, please take a second right now and hit that subscribe button. We are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every single one of you matters to this community. Now let us get into something that I genuinely believe could change the way you see the rest of your life. If you are a man who has reached the age of 60 or older, I want you to stop what you are doing and really listen to what I am about to share with you. This is not just another video with quick tips or easy answers. This is a real conversation, the kind that most people are too afraid to have out loud. It comes from a place of honesty and genuine care for the men who have spent their whole lives giving, working, sacrificing, and building something worth being proud of. You have earned the right to hear the truth, so that is exactly what I am going to give you. Most people will tell you that the biggest mistakes a man can make after 60 are losing his savings, watching his health fall apart, or ending up completely alone in a house that used to be full of life. And yes, those things are painful and real, but there is a mistake that is even bigger than all of those, and it happens so quietly that most men never see it coming until it has already cost them everything that truly mattered. That mistake is allowing the wrong woman into your life at a time when your peace, your freedom, and your joy are the most valuable things you own. Now, I know that might be hard to hear, and I know some of you might want to click away right now, but please stay with me, because what we are going to talk about today could save you from years of feeling tired, stressed, and full of regret. By the time a man reaches 60, something very important has already happened inside of him, even if he has never put it into words. He has stopped trying to prove himself to the world. He has already won some battles and walked away from others. He has carried enormous responsibility on his shoulders for decades, raised children, paid bills, fixed problems, and shown up even when he had nothing left to give. He knows what really matters now, and it is not the things that money can buy. The real treasures at this stage of life are a calm mind, a healthy body, the freedom to spend your days the way you want to, and the simple joy of waking up without someone putting pressure on you before the sun has even fully risen. These things are priceless, and yet so many men unknowingly hand them over the moment they start a new romantic relationship. They tell themselves that having a partner will bring them comfort and companionship. Sometimes that is true, and when it is a beautiful thing. But far too often, what begins as a warm and enjoyable friendship slowly transforms into something that drains the soul. The duties pile up, the expectations grow. The emotional work becomes a second job that nobody hired you for and nobody is paying you to do. And the saddest part is that most men do not notice this shift until they are already exhausted, already stressed, and already wondering where the peace they once had has gone. Here is something that most conversations leave out entirely. Managing another person's feelings is one of the most tiring things a human being can do, and after 60, it becomes even more costly for your spirit. When you were young, you had an abundance of energy. You could handle the arguments, the misunderstandings, the long emotional conversations that went late into the night. Your body and your mind could bounce back quickly, but something changes as the years pass. Your energy becomes more like a limited supply of fuel, and you simply cannot afford to waste it anymore on things that steal your joy rather than adding to it. After 40 or 50 years of working hard and solving everyone else's problems, you arrive at a place where all you want is for life to be simple and quiet. You want mornings without chaos. You want to know what your day will look like when you open your eyes. You want relationships that feel like a soft resting place, not an unsolvable puzzle. But what often happens is that a relationship that starts beautifully slowly turns into a full-time position of managing someone else's moods, fixing problems you did not create, and constantly reassuring another person that everything is fine just to keep the peace. Meanwhile, the energy that should be going toward your own health, your own happiness, and your own sense of purpose quietly disappears. Many men miss this because it happens gradually, like water slowly wearing down a stone. The attention feels warm at first. It is genuinely nice to have someone ask about your day. But as expectations grow, the pressure builds, and before long, wanting a quiet afternoon to yourself becomes something you have to explain and defend. When a man has to fight for his own peace inside his own relationship, something has gone very wrong. Then there is the matter of money. And this is where a lot of men get hurt in ways that cannot be undone. This is not about being stingy or refusing to be generous with someone you care about. It is about understanding that money means something completely different after 60 than it did when you were 30. When you are young and you make a financial mistake, you have time to recover. You can work extra hours, start over, build again. But after 60, the clock works differently. Your income often comes from a fixed source, a pension, savings you spent a lifetime filling, or investments you carefully protected. Every dollar has a specific job to do. That money exists to make sure you can see your doctor, stay in your home, and live without lying awake at night worrying about basic necessities. It is your safety net, and once it is gone, there is no going back to build it again. The danger in a relationship is that financial strain rarely arrives like a flood. It sneaks in like a slow leak. A dinner here, a trip there, a birthday gift, a small bill you helped cover just this once. Each thing seems small and kind in the moment. But over time, these small things become expected, and then they become demanded. And then the relationship starts to carry a price tag that grows heavier every month. Some men spend money they cannot afford to spend simply to avoid conflict or to keep a woman from leaving. And loneliness plays a huge role in this, because a man who is afraid of being alone will sometimes ignore every warning sign his mind is sending him, just for the comfort of having someone nearby. The trouble is that a broken heart will eventually heal, but a broken financial foundation at 70 years old almost never does. And while money is critical, there is something many older men value even more deeply, even if they have never said it out loud. That thing is freedom. The freedom to wake up when you want, eat what you feel like eating, spend a whole afternoon in the garage or in the garden, or just sitting quietly on the porch without explaining yourself to a single soul. After a lifetime of answering to a boss and building your schedule around everyone else's needs, finally having that freedom is an extraordinary form of wealth. But relationships require compromise. And compromise means sharing your time and adjusting your plans and always considering what someone else wants or needs. What used to be easy becomes a constant negotiation. What used to feel like your life starts to feel like something you are borrowing. Many men only realize how much they miss their freedom after they have already given most of it away. And that realization is a painful and lonely one. There is also a psychological trap that is very easy to fall into, especially after retirement or loss. When a woman comes along and shows interest in you, when she gives you compliments and calls just to hear your voice, it feels incredible. It makes you feel seen and valued and attractive again. But there is a critical difference between someone giving you attention and someone genuinely respecting you. Attention is easy to give and just as easy to take away. Respect is something deeper and more durable. It stays even when things are not perfect, even when you set a boundary, even when you say no. Many men are so moved by the experience of being noticed that they stop asking whether the relationship is actually making their life better. They focus entirely on how good the attention feels right now, and in doing so, they allow things to happen that they would never have accepted in a clearer state of mind. Loneliness is what makes this trap so effective. It is one of the most powerful forces in human experience, and it is especially common among men over 60 who have retired, lost a spouse, or watched their children build lives far away. Loneliness can disguise itself as boredom or restlessness, or a general feeling that something is missing, and it whispers that a girlfriend is the solution to all of it. But what a man often truly needs is a sense of purpose, meaningful friendships, hobbies that excite him, and ways to contribute to the world around him. A romantic relationship cannot fill a life that has no foundation. When you make one person responsible for your entire happiness, it places an unfair burden on that person, and almost always ends in disappointment for everyone involved. Beyond the emotional and financial costs, there is the very real physical cost that few people talk about honestly. After 60, your body simply does not recover from stress the way it once did. A single night of poor sleep from worry or conflict can leave you feeling off for days. Constant emotional pressure raises blood pressure, disrupts sleep, weakens the immune system, and puts strain on the heart. Relationship drama is not just unpleasant, it is genuinely dangerous for your physical health at this age. It is almost ironic that a man will discipline himself to eat well, exercise regularly, and visit his doctor, but then remain in a relationship that undoes all of that good work through chronic stress. Peace is not just something that feels nice. It is something your body actually needs to survive and thrive. And then there is the quiet loss of identity that happens in relationships that ask too much of you. Little by little, you stop doing the things you love because they create tension. You keep your real thoughts to yourself to avoid upsetting her. You reshape your routines and your habits and your very personality around what makes someone else comfortable. You think you are being loving, but what you are actually doing is disappearing. Real love should make you feel more like yourself, not less. It should add to who you are, not slowly erase you. The men who are truly content after 60 are the ones who have learned to be fiercely selective about who they allow into their world. They understand that every person who enters your life either brings something good or takes something away, and they are no longer willing to pay the price of the wrong company. They ask themselves the right questions before getting involved, not just whether they enjoy her presence, but whether they feel better or worse after spending time with her. Not just whether she is interesting, but whether she respects their boundaries, their time, and the life they have carefully built. They know that being alone is not the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing is being with the wrong person and losing your health, your money, your freedom, and your peace all at once. The most important truth a man can carry into this season of his life is that happiness and romantic partnership are not the same thing. Your life can be full and meaningful and genuinely joyful without a girlfriend. And if a partner does come along, she should feel like a wonderful addition to an already good life, not a rescue from an empty one. The right person will respect your peace. She will add to your days without draining them. She will make you feel free, not trapped. Anything less than that is too high a price to pay for company. Guard your peace like you once guarded your paycheck. Protect your time like it is the most valuable thing you own, because it is. And never let loneliness make decisions that your wisdom would never allow. Your best years are not behind you. They are right here, waiting for you to claim them on your own terms.